Right. You may be wondering why I name it the zoo. Well, we're gonna do a little history lesson. When I see, I've done time, so I understand what should be done and what they don't do. I myself almost died in there. So yeah, we're gonna do a little history lesson. We're gonna go all the way back to slavery. While they telling you to get over it, like I said, it ain't nothing to talk about. Ain't much to talk about, but I'm gonna dig deep. I'm gonna dig deep. Y'all just hold on. I'll be right back.
Well, you got him down, man. Let him breathe, leave, man. I've been trying to help out. So let him breathe, let him breathe, man. When my homie died, he went back.
Apparently the cold weather is setting in, and that means more people will be indoors and there is more chance of coronavirus to spread. And in recent days, we now know from the Institute for Health Metrics and Evaluation at the University of Washington.
More than 30% of Americans have not made their full housing payments for July, including 19% who made no housing payments at all.
Now to the wildfires raging in the West, which have killed at least 33 people, with dozens of others missing and tens of thousands more forced to flee their homes in California, Oregon, and Washington.
Australia is on fire.
The coronavirus has claimed a Ukrainian passenger plane.
Violent clashes between Hindus and Muslims.
The economy is facing its biggest crisis.
A Pakistan International airline.
Worst plague of locusts.
2 weeks after George Floyd was India's disputed border.
Shackles round my neck, around my arms, down to my feet. Can you hear the wailing women facing defeat? So cry, cry, so cry, cry. I can hear the cry from captivity. Shackles round my neck, around my arms, down to my feet. Can you hear the wailing women facing defeat? So cry, cry, so cry, cry. I can see the end in sight. The light at the end of the tunnel is shining bright. He has not forsaken us. Do you see the bow in the sky? He remembers his covenant. He's coming back for his bride. So prepare your Shackles round my neck, around my arms, down to my feet. Can you hear the wailing women facing defeat? So cry, cry, so cry, cry. I can hear the cry from captivity. Shackles round my neck, around my arms, down to my feet. Can you hear the wailing women facing defeat? So cry, cry, so cry, cry. Judgment is here, the world is on fire, fire. Stay out the way, stay out the way. Choose whom you'll serve today. Yahuwah, he's got our enemies confounded. They fighting one and each other. With his blood, Yahushua be your cover. You gotta have a cover. So prepare your heart. Let your light shine bright. Let your lamp run out. No way. So deep down. Everybody has a purpose. Sometimes it gets hard. It gets hard. When it's going good, then it falls apart. It falls apart. No what you need to keep the faith. You must endure. You gotta finish the race. I can hear the cries from captivity. Shackles round my neck, around my arms, down to my feet. Can you hear the wailing women facing defeat? So cry, 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 cry. I can hear the cry from captivity. Shackles round my neck, around my arms, down to my feet. Can you hear the wailing women facing defeat? So cry, cry, yeah. Cry, cry. I can hear the cries from captivity. Shackles from my neck, around my arms, down to my feet. Yeah. Can you hear the wailing women facing defeat? Yeah. Don't be ashamed to cry. Cry to Yahweh. I can hear the cries. 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 Yahuwah.
Shalom, family. Let me get on into it. I think I figured out why I wasn't getting no sound. I was watching this last night, one of them. Let me see if y'all get a little sound. Hold on.
Blower, who has been giving us information reference to conditions inside of a prison. Well, he's been retaliated against. Let me remind you of the video. Here it is.
Good morning, man. I don't know, I woke up like this. My lips said, face. You know, my lip no small, man. I can't get nobody to check up on it. And it's hurt. It hurt on the small. Yeah. I said, well, I don't know what else to do. They dislike me because I got this colostomy bag. And look at the bag. It coming off me. The bag coming off me, man. I need help, brother.
You got a skin problem, and it's causing great irritation, and you saying you ain't getting treated for it. Can I see your legs?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
And this stuff is so miserable. Yes, it's a bad skin. It itches, man.
It itches very.
Y'all see where I'm.
Can I see your other leg?
You can tell.
Man. And they are not really just giving you no treatment. This can be treatable.
Yeah, I've had this cleared up three times already.
We sent to Vendors Correctional Facility in November 2022. I was stabbed in the face January 20th morning at 4:30 in the right eye. I lost my sight in my right eye.
That's just a small percentage of what this leader has been able to document. These are human beings. Put up this picture. Previously, we reported on this story of Mr. Bernard Jemison. He's incarcerated at the Ventress, Alabama prison. He exposed the medical neglect and abuse of others around him. And he decided to do the unthinkable. Inside of the beast of the belly, to put himself in danger of retaliation to tell the stories of these men. According to his advocate, Jeanette Jones, Mr. Jemison was apprehended on August 1st and taken to Kilby Correctional Facility in Alabama, has now been placed into solitary confinement.
All right. Let me see here. All right. So they put him in solitary confinement because they're not doing their job. Now, anybody, matter of fact, let me just show you. Let me just show y'all. Now, you get prison time for animal cruelty. See, you do stuff like this, and rightfully so, because the Bible speaks against stuff like this. But when it's people, you can get away with it. You understand what I'm saying? Huh? Y'all understand what I'm saying? I know this is an old video, you see. Let me share this. In 2019. All right.
Inmates are the one that do the damage to the very rooms that they are living in.
Now that's a darn lie. This is Governor Phil Bryant. Y'all know the one him and Brett helped steal welfare money. Yeah, that's the same man who Brett was texting to steal money from poor black folks. That's him. Right there. Phil Bryant. Talking about the inmates and doing all the damage. No, the parchment is so old and they haven't upkept it. You know, buildings have to be maintained and renovated after a while. Just like your house. If you do nothing to it, it's going to fall apart, right? Okay, then. Now, what you going to see, these are all the health code violations. You see those? All them health, so inmates done all that. Phil, I know you're gone now, but some of that welfare money y'all gave to Brett could have fixed up parchment.
One that do the damage to the very wounds that they're living in there.
All right. Might be pulling too much internet. Let me read a little bit then. Now, this is Alabama. Let me see, what year was this? Yeah, but no one goes to prison when you do this to people. No one. All them millions and billions of dollars that these corporations is getting, but they can't keep it up. They can't keep it maintained. They can't keep the showers fixed. They can't fix the hot water. They can't fix the air. They can't fix the doggone cooler. This is stuff I witnessed when I was in there. The hot water don't work. The cooler, the food is spoiled. You eating moldy food. It's some baloney that the ants won't eat. I stopped eating that stuff. Once I realized the ants didn't eat it, I realized that wasn't food. I don't know what it was. They called it baloney. But yeah. Some of y'all say you shouldn't have got in there. Okay. Y'all keep that in mind. Y'all remember that. But that's illegal. It's against the law. It's against the law. You want people to act like people when they get out, but you want to treat them like they in a zoo while they in there. You expect people to act like people and so-called productive citizens, but you're treating them like they live in a zoo. You can't have it both ways. People's mind starts deteriorating. But yeah, let me show you this again. Look, you get thrown under the jail. You get caught with this. Well, if you're black, I don't know. You're probably not so if you're white, but if you're black, look at Michael Vick. They still talking about some darn dogs. Michael Vick, they won't let that rest. Meanwhile, oh, y'all can't even see this. Hold on. That's why I had to keep flipping. Meanwhile, they still talking about Michael Vick. But meanwhile, you can do this to people all day long and nothing happened. I'm just showing you some articles. There's plenty of evidence that they are not upkeeping these prisons. They need to let our people out. And then I'm gonna get to the human zoos. Matter of fact, let me get to this right now. Hold on. Let me get to this while I'm thinking about it. When they tell you to get over it, see, they don't want you to realize that the stuff that they are doing, they are still doing. But listen, this woman, she's a psychologist.
You get immediate pushback, visceral. Well, come on now. Slavery's not a new institution. After all, almost every society had some form of indentured servitude or slavery, or even your people, they enslaved each other. You see, this is what the apologists say to throw you off. But you see, American chattel slavery was different from every form that preceded it. It differed in the manner in which a person became enslaved. It differed in the treatment of the enslaved. It differed in the length of servitude. But most importantly, it differed in how they were perceived as human beings. Before the European slave trade began, most people became slaves as a result of war. Two societies went to war. Winners enslaved the losers. Europeans, however, systematically turned the capturing, shipping, selling, and breeding of other human beings into a business that would develop into the backbone of an entire economy. That's different. So we have never had the conversation to ever stop having the conversation. And again, there's just numerous things we can take a look at as it relates to this, but that's what I began to look at so we can understand it. So moving forward, say this word, Dinquanesh. Okay, they called her Lucy, but she was from Ethiopia, and they called her Dinquanesh, which means thou art wonderful. Very interesting that they called her Lucy, you think? Based on mitochondrial DNA, we know that, well, we all owe a debt of real support and pride for Dinquanesh because we are a result of her DNA. And she was African, but it escaped your text. Why is that? Why is it you knew about Lucy, but you didn't know about Dinquanesh? Is Dinquanesh hard to say? Is it obscure? Is it something we didn't know? No, it simply was summarily removed because you see, then you have to begin to explain man's origins. And, well, Dana don't lie. The DNA does not lie.
Basically, what she's saying, we've been dehumanized. We are less than animals to these devils. That's what she's saying. Look at how they treat you. Look at how they treat us. They bring all these other people over here and give them welfare. You can call it whatever you want to call it. Corporation get welfare called subsidies. That's taxpayer dollar. These immigrants get taxpayer dollar. But us, we get kicked out on the street with the stray dogs and stuff. That's what we get. But it's all right. It's all right. Let me keep going. Let me show you. She was talking about Lucy. Let me see here. But the name was Dinquanesh. See, these songs got a darn monkey up there. Anybody but the Negro. They got a darn monkey up there. Anybody but the Negro. Anybody but the Negro. Let me show y'all this stupid stuff. Anybody but the Negro. Let me see. Anyway, anybody but the Negro. Let me see. This look like a map. But yeah, notice how they use the European name instead of the African name. Notice that everybody in your Bible done turned white. Genesis 10 clearly tells you that the Egyptians descend from Ham. In other words, black folk. Genesis 10, right there in your Bible. But nevertheless, they erase us. You have to erase us in order to treat us like an animal. You have to do that. Close some of these tabs. Look here. It's becoming more humane. And meanwhile, you got police locking up putting our children in handcuffs. You got the animals running the zoo. Animals, I mean these white supremacist devils. They running stuff. The animals is running the zoo. Since they love monkeys so much, they more closer to monkeys than us. They the ones say they come from monkeys. I didn't say that. That's them people, Darwin them. But I'm just showing you some more stuff. Okay, then now you got some corruption, some stealing, some more money, some more stealing. Where is the forensic audit going on? Come on, Biden. Where your Justice Department at? Nothing for black folk. All right, let me keep going. Is it still going? Oh, I ain't sharing this page. I keep forgetting. Yeah, I keep forgetting. I have to flip. This is the only way I can keep the audio playing. I have to flip from tab. After a while, I get used to it. I had to keep flipping from tab to tab. If not, the audio won't play. All those prison violations. All right, y'all get that. Y'all get it. Now, let's go back in time a little bit. Let's go back in time a little bit. See, while this is why they're trying to hide the history. See, once you know what they have done, and you look around and see what they're doing now, you say it's the same thing. It's the same thing. The only difference is people ain't paying to come see you. Well, the family members are paying to come see you, but large crowds of people are not paying to come see you. But the corporations is paying big time to steal your labor. Corporations. That's where the money coming in now. You in the zoo and the corporation is paying a fee so they can see some profit from your labor. You understand? All right. These heathens got the nerve to call them savages, but they're the ones that done went all over the earth, kidnapping folks, stealing everything they got, raping and going on, and lying about it. They are the savages. These people minding their own business. If you're not a savage, then why are you offended? You must be a savage sympathizer. Yeah, you must be a savage. You must be a savage sympathizer. In that case, I got this for you.
I believe, and others from the community who are passing out this wonderful note. I think we should go over this note and let this note help us to set the tone for the evening. Is that all right? Let me say to you before we even get started. If your seats get too hot for you, don't leave. Just raise up and fan it a little bit and sit back down. Everything will be all right. And to the whites who are in the audience, let me say to you before we even get started, it's going to be a rough ride, buddy. It's going to be a rough ride. Better buckle in. Buckle up, guys. Buckle your seatbelts. If for any reason this auditorium becomes depressurized, automatically oxygen masks will fall from the ceiling. Please make sure to fix the elastic band around your head firmly and put the mask over your mouth and nose first, and then help the white person next to you. I didn't come to Keene College to
all right. It's going to be a rough ride. Y'all done this. And you're unrepentant. So at least you got the warning to leave. Y'all just worried about how you feel about us talking about it. But we've lived this and still living it. Go home somewhere. But anyway, look, Filipino girl. But yet these same people, some of these same people, are side with the white supremacists and come over here. Oh, it's in the Bible. Messing with us. It's in the Bible. Okay? I'm just scrolling for time's sake. Right here. An African girl is shown at the 1958 Expo in Brussels, Belgium. As featured a Congo village with visitors watching her from behind wooden fences. Boy, I tell you. And they think they ain't got no comeuppance or putting down-ins. Y'all got some putting up the down. Y'all about to be put down. You just don't know it yet. Or maybe you do know it. Okay. Think these some. Okay. German zoologist Professor Lutz Heck is pictured left with an elephant and the family he brought to the Berlin Zoo. More like he kidnapped them. If you keep digging, I was reading and digging, they was kidnapping these folks and putting them in them exhibits. Who wants to think about it? You got your own life. You minding your own business. Here these folks come. Kidnapping you, taking your family, and putting you on a freak show and getting paid, and you ain't getting nothing. But yeah. Let me keep going. Look like some pygmies there. Sarakaba tribe, who will soon be put on display. The scars of the women's mouths are covering their lip plates. Now look at this picture here. Cannibals carrying their master. World's Colombian expedition. This look like a white man right here. I know you can't hardly see that, but he's their master. It really ain't funny, but think about it. Now, when I see this picture, I think about North Sentinel Island got it right. Them black folks on North Sentinel Island kill anybody that come over there. In this image, the indigenous people are shown participating in archery in St. Louis, 1904. Named the Savage Olympic Exhibition. Calling them savages. But ain't nobody else could ever catch up with all the genocide and murder and theft and rape that the so-called civilized people have done. But yeah, y'all get the gist of it. This ain't nothing but a prison. These ain't nothing but prison camp exhibits. That's what it is. It's prison camp enclosure. They even lock up the animals. The animals is locked up. The elephant can't roam the earth like the Most High created him because they got him in a doggone circus somewhere. The lion ain't free. Ain't nothing free around these people. The earth is even in bondage. But yeah, Odabinga killed himself. I think when they let him go, he killed himself. But he's supposed to be so primitive that he don't know. He don't have enough sense to know he's been misused. He's so savage. He don't know. He don't have enough sense to know he's being abused. But yeah, he killed himself. Odabinga. But yeah. All right, let me get to these Bible verses. Isaiah 51:20. Thy sons have fainted. They lie at the head of all the streets. You see pretty much Negroes on every street corner. As a wild bull in a net, doing all kind of foolishness. I used to be out there with them. They are full of the fury of Yahuwah, the rebuke of thy God. And this second part right here, it might be all what people ought to keep a lookout for. So, cause our people is full of the fury of the Most High. I pray they repent. That if they die, they don't die in vain. All right, let me keep going. Isaiah 42:22. It's going to be pretty short. I'm about done. But this is a people robbed and spoiled. Everywhere you look, we robbed and spoiled. They are all of them snared and hold. They got us in some kind of predatory situation where they coming out on top and we always at the bottom. They are hid in prison houses. Mass incarceration, school to prison pipeline. Oh, I'm not sharing the. Oh, hold on. I'm not sharing the. Okay. I had to keep looking back before I got to get used to this. It's the only way the sound gonna play. I'm gonna wait and let it catch up. Let me read some of y'all comments while I'm waiting. Yeah, they parasite. That's right. That's why they don't want our history known. And I'm gonna keep doing what I do. They better be glad that's all I'm doing. All right. But yeah. The other verse was Isaiah 52:20. Robbed and spoiled. They are all of them snared in holes. They are hid in prison house. They are for a prey. Everybody. And all we got to do is get right. The Most High gonna open our mind. That's all we got to do. And none deliver. Ain't nobody's trying to help us. None. For a spoil and none shall restore. What reparations? Y'all still on that? Get over it. We know we stole y'all. We stole millions of acres of land from y'all, but y'all ain't getting none of that back. None saith restore. None. We know we stole y'all money out y'all banks that y'all own, but that ain't no case for reparation. Let me see Isaiah. Let me see. Is it 51? 51:20. Right here. That's what I read earlier. Thy sons have fainted. They lie at the head of all the streets as a wild bull, lashing out. You know, y'all know how bulls do. But look here, they are full of the fury of Yah. You know, hey, the rebuke of thy Elohim. So it's gonna be a balance. I just pray our brothers and sisters come to the truth and repent and walk therein. All right, but I got another verse. Jeremiah 51:20. Start at 19. The portion of Jacob, the nation of Israel, is not like them, not like who? The world, the rest, everybody else on earth. For he is the form of all things, and Israel is the rod of his inheritance. They tell you it don't matter who Israel is. This verse is clearly telling you who the Most High's inheritance is. We're going through hell right now because we are rebellious, and Satan running this world. That means everybody else can come up but us. Yahweh of hosts is his name. Thou art my battle axe and weapons of war. So we need to start getting to work. They promote lies. We need to promote truth. Yeah, whatever they doing and it's evil, we need to do the opposite. It's simple. For with thee, the Most High said, with thee, with who? The nation of Jacob, the nation of Israel, the portion of Jacob. He said, with us, he gonna break in pieces the nations. Remember that verse I read previous, full of the fury of the and rebuke of the Most High. With thee I will destroy kingdoms. With thee I will break in pieces the horse and the rider. With thee I will break in pieces the chariot and the rider. Just bring it all the way back around. Let me play some of this video. Oh yeah, they had them in Russia too. They had human zoos in Russia. So y'all keep that in mind while y'all thinking Russia is all this and that. Okay? So, y'all keep in mind. The Bible said hey, just keep this in mind. That's all I'm going to say. The Most High will stir up stuff in people. If we start putting our trust in people, the Most High will he'll put enmity right there. Make us turn on each other. But yeah, Russia had them too, y'all. I don't know where I read it at, but I did. I've been working on this, I think, yesterday. Let me see here. Well, this is ready. I like to get more. But y'all research yourself. Y'all research yourself. Let me see, can I show something else right quick? He closed some of these tabs. think I might play. Let me close some of these tabs, get this internet. But yeah, ain't it something? They'll try to throw you under the jail for cruelty to animals. And at the same time, they got hundreds, thousands of people. Thousands. They got thousands of people. Let me show this video. In prisons, in situations less than animals. Let me see, can I pull this up? Hold on.
This is one of.
Let me see if I can share it. I got it stored on my computer. Let me see if I can pull it up. Hold on. It usually. Let me see, can y'all see that? Hold on. They probably. Let me see. Okay. I'm going to fast forward through some of it because it's got some violence in it. Right there. So because it's age restricted. But yeah.
This is one of America's most notorious prisons.
You ain't even drink clean water. How we supposed to drink water?
Now, you see that water? And y'all want to know why people, I'm not making excuses for wrongdoing, but you can't just put it all on the inmates, wondering why they losing their mind when they ain't no telling what's in that water. Lead? Parchment is an old prison. Ain't no telling what's in that water. Lead? Ain't no what? You got mold in there. You got lead. Ain't no telling y'all knows what. Food in there that ain't really food. Then you want to blame it all on the inmate. Some of it is, yeah.
Parchman Prison sits in the heart of the Mississippi Delta. Over a century, it's earned a reputation for racism, brutality, and neglect.
Y'all see this? Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 men in one cell and a toilet that ain't working. And it look like water on the floor. But these some civilized people that we living under. And we should be grateful. I'll be grateful when they gone. That's when I'll be grateful. When the Most High decide, they still working under in his plan. They just don't know it. When he get done with them, yeah. When he get done with them, yeah.
Scenes of a system already in crisis were captured before the global spread of COVID-19.
That guy looked like he dying. Dirty doggone bed, dirty walls.
How many people have to die in this place before something is done about it?
Prisoners are dying at alarming rates, and conditions are spiraling out of control.
No water. No, we still do.
Inmates use smuggled cell phones to send distress signals.
We need help.
And document the conditions they're living in.
No mat, no toothbrush, no soap, no food.
It's a living monument to the horrors of America's worst prisons and the lasting legacy of slavery.
Who are we supposed to cry to? Who are we supposed to call on when things are like this?
Which begs the question, how can you fight for your right to basic human dignity when you're locked up in prison? On the first day of 2020, Mississippi's prison system was in the middle of an uprising.
We ain't got no water. We can't see. We can't eat.
After a major storm, years of neglect, staffing shortages, and gang violence hit a tipping point. In January alone, 13 people died in Mississippi prisons. 6 of those deaths were homicides, 3 were listed as suicides, and the others were from natural causes. Walter Keon Gates was the first person to die in the new year. He was 25 years old. This is his mom, Britannia.
I was told that he was stabbed with every knife butcher knife that you can think of. Actually, I didn't even get a phone call. If it wasn't from the inmates, inboxing my son and my cousins and everything, and them calling me and letting me know what happened, I still wouldn't have known that my son was dead. And the only thing that the chaplain could tell me when I called the next morning was, well, I do apologize for your loss, ma'am, but, we want to know what to send your son's body to. That was all I got. At that point in time, I was so furious that I just wanted to...
She don't realize I've seen people buried, then nobody come get them in a doggone paper-thin box out back in Bolivar County. I've seen it several times. They get a backhoe, don't nobody come get them for some reason, or who knows? They might not even tell their folks they dead. In a paper box out back somewhere, unmarked. I've seen it. Okay. Then you expect people to act like some doggone people, some outstanding citizens, while their mind is deteriorating in the prison. And then they unleash them on you, and you can't get, you get out, they don't help you find, most of the guys don't have nowhere to stay. There's no job waiting on them. So what is you going to do? You going to go back to what you did before? Unless the Most High show you the door. Yeah.
These gates. I don't think my son deserved to be done like that. I don't think anybody should have ever been done like that. I don't think this should have even happened.
Prisoners like Walter are dying at some of the highest rates the state has seen in recent years. According to federal data, Mississippi has the 4th highest mortality rate in the country.
He wasn't sleeping. He was scared. I could hear it in his voice, even though he seemed to be upbeat, but he was scared. He would say that you will be placed in positions where you have no other choice but to fight.
Mississippi prisons are so short-staffed that they often use lockdowns as a way to keep order. That means prisoners are kept inside their cells for almost 24 hours a day. Lockdowns can reportedly last for months.
He said, I just want you to know that I love you. He said that like a lot of times it's in December for some reason. 2020 gonna be our year, Mom. I was like, okay, baby. I said, I believe that too. 2020 is gonna be our year. He didn't tell me he wasn't gonna be here. He never told me he wasn't gonna be here.
Let me cue through it a little bit.
Remember our loved one there, but some child's father is there. Some mother's son is there.
Kewen Grayer spent 24 years behind bars, much of that time in Parchment. Now, he's a part-time pastor.
The thing about what's going on here in Mississippi now is that there's a light on it. But these things have been taking place for years and years and years, seeing people die. Once they seen the pictures in those phones of people sleeping 6 people in one cell with no mattress, with water in the cell that doesn't work, the mold on there where your tray actually comes through, and the rats walking around these inmates while they're asleep. When they were able to actually put a picture to it, they like, wow, what these people have been talking about for so long must have really been true.
Some of us have gotten out of prison and became pillars of our community.
I got out in 2017. I not do ministry work. I'm kind of just an activist for positivity right now.
I have been where those guys are, and I know how it feels to be in those type of situations, not knowing if you'll ever live to get out to see your family again.
While conditions inside Parchment are undeniably terrible, what's worse is a culture of corruption that Kewen says exists at every level.
Gang violence is at its peak there. Crooked guards and administrators is at its peak there.
There's a well-reported history of Mississippi guards working with prison gangs and smuggling in contraband.
Cell phones don't walk into prison. Knives don't walk into prison. Drugs don't walk into prison.
But consider this. Mississippi has the lowest starting pay for guards in the country. They make just under $26,000 a year.
Most of your guards are black too. How about I got a assistant instead of Brett Favre and Phil Bryant and all these so-called civilized white folk, instead of them stealing all the money, how about y'all funnel that money to the guards? They is working. How about that? How about y'all fix this stuff? Fix these prisons or let them out. Better yet, let them out. A lot of them is overcharged anyway. How about you set up something when they get out that they can get them a job? They ain't gonna do that because we are the target.
That's near the poverty line for a family of 4. Most of the officers at the state's prisons are women.
You have women with 4 or 5 children who don't have a reliable source of income, who can bring a $20 cell phone into a prison and make $1,000 off of it.
Mississippi is the poorest state in the country. It's also the blackest. Only one other state, Louisiana, locks up more people per capita.
You hear that? She said Mississippi is the blackest state in the union.
Dollars off of it.
Mississippi is the poorest state in the country. It's also the blackest. Only one other state, Louisiana, locks up more people per capita. It's the legacy of decades of political rhetoric about being tough on crime.
So, too, the problem of crime. One is real and deadly serious.
Okay. That's good enough. That's good enough. Shoot. Let me see. Yeah. I want to go over this part. Hold on.
Through the front gates, not into a prison, but into a plantation. And you drive for miles through these disparate camps that were very much part of the antebellum South.
Parchman was built in 1901 as a labor prison modeled after a plantation.
Look at that. Notice I didn't see no white guy.
Were very much part of the antebellum South.
Parchman was built in 19...
What the white guys at? Huh? Slavery by another name.
One as a labor prison modeled after a plantation. On Parchman Farm, they grew cotton, soybeans, and other cash crops. In its second full year, the state made roughly $5 million.
You hear that? The second year the prison was open, they made $5 million. Listen.
On Parchman Farm, they grew cotton, soybeans, and other cash crops. In its second full year, the state made roughly $5 million.
And that's in the early 1900s. These man, boy, that's all right. I'm good. I'm good. I just want y'all to hear that part. I ain't gonna play all of it, but y'all get the gist of it. I ain't gonna show too much because that. Oh yeah, let me get this devil right here. Hold on. Let me see. Is they fighting? Yeah, I think they fight. Try not to get it. Yeah, they fight. Try not to get it age restricted. Hold on.
And say, look, this is why we need harsher penalties, more punitive.
Look at all that water coming in there.
Rather than acknowledging its own role in perpetuating that.
Governor Reeves failed to respond to our multiple requests for.
And he also in some of those text messages with Brett help stealing money. Yeah, this devil.
An interview. In January 2020, he announced he was shutting down most of Unit 29, widely considered to be the most inhumane in Parchman. Death row inmates will stay, and so will.
But they ain't fixing nothing. But anyway.
Lower security inmates who do maintenance work.
We say that it is the people who are in Parchman who have made it a death trap. When, if we started to probe a little bit more, we'd realize is that those of us outside of those walls who neglect it, who pay no attention to it, who drive right by as fast as we can and are silent about it, that's why it's a death trap. We really want to try to figure out how we're going to reform our system of incarceration. We have to ask the people who are inside, what does that reform really look like?
Okay. Let me see here. Yeah. Yeah. Doggone. You got, if you cruel the animals, boy, They try to put you away, but meanwhile you got thousands of incarcerated people living in less than humane conditions. But these are civilized people, don't you know? Focus on the lies in the civilized, Lies, civilized people. These folks ain't nothing but devils. If it look like a devil, act like a devil, and respond like a devil, don't be surprised when you find out that it's a devil. That the Bible tells you what the devil come to do: steal, kill, and destroy. That's what the Bible said the devil come to do. You look around and see who's the main one doing those things. Okay? He has a people. But yeah, I think that's about good enough. Hour about good enough. Y'all take care. And yeah. Did anybody want to know that video? I put that link in there. Anybody, if y'all want to find a link to any of those videos, they probably too rough for y'all women. Men folk, we're going to have to learn how to compartmentalize our emotions. Women are the ones supposed to be more emotional. We operate in logic, facts. But yeah, it takes the woman to help balance us out though. Because sometimes we be too hard on a situation. when all it takes is a little bit finesse. But yeah, it take both of us. Send the link. Which one? All right, let me find that link. Hold on. Let me see. What was the name of that video? Let me go through my history. All right. Which one you want? Let me go through my history and see which ones I was watching. Hold on. Let me see here. Let me see. Forgot the name of it. Here go the history. Hold on. Bear with me. I think this is the one. The one I was just watching. Okay, let me drop it in the chat. Okay, that's the one I was just watching. The other video was let me see. Let me go back to the history. Hold on. But yeah, these folks, man. Here go another one I was watching. This was the one they put the guy that was whistleblowing. They done put him in solitary confinement. Dr. Rashard Rich. I told y'all, y'all watch the propaganda. All that rainbow, that Democrat stuff. Y'all just spit that mess out. I don't care if it's Republican. We ain't now one of them is for us. Y'all know what to do. Y'all know if it don't line up with the word, spit that mess out. All this stuff that we supposed to be worried about everybody else's condition when we out there drowning, and we supposed to be worrying about somebody beside us drowning, or better yet, they don't fell in, and all they got to do is stand up, and we supposed to be worried about getting them out the water, and we drowning. That's what. Yeah, you have to watch that. You have to watch that with them so-called leftists. You have to watch that. We out there drowning and been drowning, but somebody just fell in. They just fell down while they was wading in the water. All they got to do is stand up. We supposed to be worried about them instead of getting ourselves right first. It don't work like that, and it's not biblical. That's the only, But it's the same thing with the other with the Republic clans and we call them right. You know, same thing. Yeah. I done got with, you know, they pretty much know why. People, they read you really early off. They'll make little comments to see how you going to respond. When they see you ain't going for it, they usually stay out your way. This is what I've witnessed. And I live down here where they at. They'll say they'll do little stuff, little microaggressions. They'll say something and see how you gonna respond. And if you give them a weak answer or a weak response, here they come. But yeah, that's pretty much how it is with everybody though. You gotta let them know from the rip. But yeah, any more questions? Any more questions? I'm finna dip. Yeah, I've been thinking about getting that audio book. Yeah, they do hate us. Yeah. Hate to see us happy. That's all right. But yeah. We work together and everybody learn to just rise up and just waiting on this one. Man, you know what? Let me play this song. Let me see how long this video been going on. I'm gonna just probably just end it. Y'all just stay encouraged. All right. And remember, let me see. Let me think. Okay, I covered the human zoos, the cruelty to animals. Yeah, remember they locked our little boys up in handcuffs? Yeah. I think they're doing that to try to tag everybody. They know. I believe they just running around trying to tag and get us in their systems. That's just a personal belief. Cause they don't. It's mighty funny. They don't have that problem with his white kids. Okay. All right, y'all take care.
I'm from another place. Another place. Oh, yeah. I'm from another place. Another place. Another place. How long it would be, yeah. Another place. How long it will be. How long it will be. They trying to keep control of me. Just let me be me. Just let me be me. They said this was democracy. I'm from another place. Another place. They don't understand me. They don't understand me. I'm from another place. Another place. Trouble keep on finding me. Keep on finding me. As I look through the window, I'm frozen in time, contemplating this a life of mine. I'm faced with two choices, but where do I go from here? Should I take matters in my hands? When it's a good time to take a stand? For centuries admitting we've been traumatized, forced to live this double life. We've been Hellenized. Slowly this ship is sinking. The ship is sinking. And her pride is full, but she's still thirsty. Yeah. For the blood of the saints. And finds herself not guilty. Not guilty. She's protected by her laws and policy. She drinks the blood of the saints. How long it will be? How long? They trying to keep control of me. They will never just let me be me. I'm an Israelite. They said this was democracy. Never, I'm from another place. Jerusalem. They don't understand me. They won't ever understand. I'm from another place. Trouble keep on finding me. Keep on finding me.
How could
Could I pledge allegiance to a flag that isn't for me? Should I overlook all of these atrocities before me? Like black codes, sucked our people into jail cells like black holes, or black bodies hanging that strange fruit on those southern back roads. They try to get control of me, try to get a hold of me, push agendas through entertainment and hope is molding me. Ever since the Genesis, they've been about a genocide. Everything we do that's great, that they would try to minimize. I wanna change something more prevalent than a wardrobe, while people are eager for every chance to sell more souls. I don't cling to their platforms, I try to break the monotony. Don't care if I ain't associated with bread like poppy seeds. I don't belong here, ancestors were done wrong here. Physical and mental change, no way that I can roam here. But they say when in Rome, you do what the Romans do. But I'm a Hebrew, no, I do not subscribe to that point of view. Nope. Give me a minute so I can swallow the truth. Yes, I can swallow the truth, swallow the truth. It's bitter in my stomach, but it tastes so sweet. Yeah. We all gon' face Yahuwah someday. Terrible, it will be on that judgment day. But still we battle every day. In this place, in this place. How long it will be? How long it will be? They trying to keep control of me. Just let me be me. I'm an Israelite. They said it's with democracy. It's an epic film. I'm from another place, Jerusalem. They don't understand me. They won't ever understand. I'm from another place, Jerusalem. Trouble keep on finding me, finding me. It's a perpetual hatred. It's in their nature. Why, oh, why? Do the heathen rage against the most high chosen?